Hey Gems, Lisa with Jules here. Most of you know I've now been reselling for 2 years. And today I want to share a little bit of advice for you that I wish I had gotten when I started 2 years ago. I've asked some of my PFFs to give me their words of wisdom, and I'm going to share with you all what everybody wishes they were told when they started. Foremost, you probably already heard this, but start with your own closet. Go through your own stuff and go ahead and see what you can sell. If you don't have anything that anybody would want, because let's face it, I wear Walmart brands. Nobody wants no secondhand Walmart brands. The $3 t-shirts is not going to resell for nothing. Okay? So at that point in time, go through your mama's closet. Go through your sister's closet. Go through your cousin's closet. Go through somebody's closet. I actually started with, believe it or not, Christmas decorations. And y'all might know, if y'all have been watching, I'm a Christmas addict. I have a Christmas room 24/7, 365. Love Christmas. But that's how I actually started. I started selling them on Facebook Marketplace and just went from there. So start with your own closet. The second one is, do not buy just because it's cheap. Oh, Lord. Do I wish somebody had given me that piece of advice when I started? Y'all, I would go to the thrift store and be like, oh, that's 49 cents. I'm going to go ahead and pick that up. That's 49 cents. I'm going to pick that up. Oh, I'm going to make all kinds of money. 2 years later, half that stuff's still sitting in my closet. I didn't make no money. And I'm 49 cents out of pocket. So do not always purchase just because it's cheap. Next, buy based on trends and styles. I am so bad about this. I really am. Don't just buy because labels. I've never been a trendy person. I've never been a stylish person. So I try to rely on a lot of my PFFs to see what they got going on to figure out what the trends and styles are. But hopefully you're trendier than me and more stylish than I am. You're not running around in your $3 Walmart tank tops like I do. But try to make sure that you're buying because of trends and styles and not because of labels. If it's not trendy or stylish, it's just going to sit in your closet with that 49-cent stuff that you picked up because it was cheap. Okay. Next is run comps. Run comps as much as you can. Sometimes you can't. You'll learn when to. You'll learn when not to. But you want to run comps. There have been things that I was like, oh, I'm picking that up. I'm going to make all kinds of money. And then I ran comps and I was like, oh, that's staying right there in the store. Next we have, come close. Inspect for flaws before you take it home. OMG. Do you know how many times I get so excited because I find something that's cute and not too expensive? It's within my budget. And I'm like, oh yes, it's going in the cart. Going home. And then I go to list it and I'm like, how did I miss that hole? How did I miss that it's missing a button? How did I miss that it's got a tear? How did I miss this? How did I miss that? That's staying. Because I get so caught up in finding the gem that I totally forget to check it for flaws. So make sure you're checking it for flaws if you do fall into that excitement, or if you intentionally pick up something that does have flaws, then you just need to make sure that whatever you do, you note it in your listing. Note all flaws in your listing. That's how you're going to end up getting your first case, is you didn't note a flaw, they got it, it was there, and you should have made sure it was in the listing. So this one's from me. Pick up things you will be excited to list. Because if you're not excited to list it, it ain't getting listed. Do you know how many things I picked up? One, because they were cheap. Or two, because it was a label that I thought would do well. But when I got it home, I wasn't excited to list it. So guess what? I ended up redonating half that stuff. So make sure that you're going to be excited to list it so you don't end up redonating it and it doesn't end up in an eternal death pile. So this one I'm really, really guilty of. I probably have one of the largest death piles and I'm really, really working on it. So I still go thrifting. Yes, when I don't see no death pile when I'm going thrifting. None. But now when I get home, I am trying to, and I've been very successful the last 3 or 4 thrift trips, I make sure that I list quickly the items that I brought home, and then I pull a few items from my death pile and get those listed as well. So I'm not adding to my death pile, and slowly but surely I'm still getting to go thrifting, because now I'm engaging this whole, you got to list it right away or you ain't going to get to go again. And you got to list some of your death pile. It's just money you're not making because it's just literally sitting in a pile. No one knows you have it but the corner of your office. Oh, Lord. Whether you're going to start this as a hobby or a business, even if you're unsure, the minute you start listing something, create an inventory system that works for you so that when it sells, you know where to find it. And when it sells, you also make sure you remove it and you're not accidentally selling it somewhere else. So next, you got to trust the process. All right, so you've now developed a plan. Understand, this isn't going to happen overnight, okay? It took me 2 years to get to where I am today. For the first year and a half, I was part-time. I got laid off in January of 2021, at which time I went full-time. But all of this occurred over time. I was selling the 49-cent items for $10 and as time went on, I grew my inventory as my business grew. I didn't have a champagne taste on a beer budget when I was starting out my reselling. I stuck to my beer taste on my beer budget, hoping to eventually grow to a champagne taste on a champagne budget. So I made sure that I was thrifting within my means, and then I grew my inventory and my investments and all as I went. I did not get ahead of myself. I did not put that cart before the horse. All right. So trust the process. Don't give up. Because let me tell you, it's not going to come as quickly as you think it should. It's not going to come as fluid as you think it should. It ebbs and flows. Even for us resellers that have been doing it for a while. I've been doing this for 2 years. I average on the weekdays about 5 sales a day. I had no sales this recent Monday. And I only had 2 sales on Tuesday. So, it's the nature of the beast. Just go with it. It ebbs and flows. Do what you got to do. Trust the process. But don't give up. You'll get there. All right. The next is develop relationships and a community within our reselling community. That is so vital. There's no way I could be where I am today if it wasn't for the fact that I have other resellers within my community that I've developed relationships with. Not only did they help me grow as a person, but they helped me grow my business. They helped me grow my knowledge. If I had a question, I could reach out to them. Relationships are one of the most vital things. You must network within our reselling community. Also, another tip is do not be afraid to let people know that you're a reseller. Let them know. Wear it loud, wear it proud. I'm a reseller, baby. Do it. Why? Because when people learn that you're a reseller, you can develop other relationships outside of the reseller community. You could develop them with others that might want to do consignment. One of my old contractors, when I was back in my corporate America job, I'm doing consignment for him. I've already sold 2 of his pieces, made $116 with no initial investment, and all I did was take pictures and list it for him. But because I had developed that relationship and I had let him know loud and proud that I was a reseller, once I was doing it full time, I'm who he turned to see if I could help him out to get some things that he no longer wanted sold. And not only do you want to do that with people you know, because you might be able to help them with consignment, or they might donate to you and you ain't got to give them none of the profits and you get all the profits, but also with your local thrift stores. I mean, seriously, you develop those relationships with those thrift store managers and all, and they'll look out for you. I got some girls at my local honey hole that they take care of me because I go in and I speak to them and I tell them about what I do and I give them updates on, hey y'all, that thing I bought from y'all last week, this is how much it's. But I develop those relationships so when they get something good in, they kind of have it over to the side. But they'll also, some will contact you and be like, hey, this is what I got. Do you want to come get it? Develop those relationships in the community, outside of the community, at your thrift stores. Wear it loud, wear it proud. You're a reseller, baby. Be willing to change. Like I said, when we started, we were doing collectibles. We did that for the first 3 months. We had some sales. But do you know now, because we are willing to change, the majority of what we sell is clothing? That's not how we started out, but we were willing to change. But also be willing to change on what you're thrifting. The stuff I thrift today is not the stuff I used to thrift back then. When I started, everybody said LuLaRoe is the hot ticket item. So I went ahead and stocked up on some LuLaRoe. Well, just as fads and trends and styles change, LuLaRoe was out shortly after. So I still got a whole bunch of it with nothing to do. I have sold a few pieces, but very little. Anyway, but I then realized I needed to change. I'm no longer thrift LuLaRoe unless it's just something I think is really, really cute. I'll pick up 1 or 2 pieces if it's got like a really, really great pattern that I think will be sought after. But otherwise, yeah, no. Be willing to change brands, trends, styles, your business. You know, we started out on our own website doing collectibles. Now we sell on 7 different websites all over. That's another thing. If you want to grow your business, grow your business. Don't be afraid to, once you get to a certain size, to start expanding over onto other platforms. A lot of people start with Poshmark. That's after we did our own for the collectibles. We started on Poshmark. Then we went to Mercari, eBay, Tradesy, Etsy, Kidizen, Facebook Marketplace. That's another one. Use the Facebook Marketplace to your advantage. You want to use some Facebook Marketplace. That's actually how we got started selling the collectibles, because I sold them on Facebook Marketplace and the first thing sold, and I was like, I can make money doing this. And I started most of my reselling business on Facebook Marketplace. But be willing to change, be willing to grow, and don't be afraid of that. Be willing to try different platforms. Not everyone's going to work for you. Find the ones that do. But again, if you don't want to grow, if you're happy with your one platform, if you're happy where you're at, ignore everything I'm saying. You do you. That's the most important thing. But I'm trying to give you advice if you are trying to grow your business. These are things that would definitely help. This is one that I feel is really, really important. And I preach this all the time. Don't ever compare you and your business to the business of someone else. Don't look at those Monday morning stacks of somebody else's and have that making you feel inferior about your business. First of all, everybody is in different stages of life, of their business, their circumstances. I have been doing this for 2 years. When I started, I had a corporate America job, so I had funds that I was able to invest a little more than some people could. I now do this full time, so I'm able to list more than some people are. My store has a lot more active listings than a lot of people's are, so naturally I have more sales. You know, your circumstances could be totally different. I don't have kids that are at home. My baby's about to turn 21 on the 19th. So I don't have kids at home. I don't have those responsibilities. You know, I don't have a corporate job anymore. So do not compare your business to those that you see, especially on social media. Use them for inspiration now. If you want to grow your business, use them to inspire you to, you know what can I do this week to better my business? What can I do this week to grow? I would like to one day have those types of stacks and those types of numbers. I understand it's going to take time, but I'm going to use them as inspiration and not competition, because the only competition I have is me. I'm going to compare myself to what I was doing last year and then what I was even doing last month to make sure that I'm making progress on a monthly basis. If you remember one thing, remember that one. Don't feel pressure to lower your prices. These platforms will have you wanting to lower your prices, closet clear out. Now, you can participate in closet clear out, but make sure if you lower your prices for the closet clear out that you bring your stuff back out. Don't keep it down there. And then Mercari forces you to lower your prices every time you send out an offer to Liker. It's got to be less than the last time you sent it out, which I think is redunculous. But that's a whole nother topic we're going to discuss at another date. Okay? We'll discuss at another date. But one of my other PFFs, Annie, she had stated that she gave away things pretty much. She would sell things for $10 that nowadays she'd be like, there's no way she would have sold that for $10. She felt pressure from these platforms to continue to lower her prices. And in the end, she was cutting off her nose to spite her face. Don't do that. And the last tip I have for you is relist, relist, relist. People are like, oh, but that has 70 likers on it. And if I relist it, I'll lose all my likers. What you collecting, boo? You collecting sales or you collecting likers? For me, I'm collecting sales. I literally relist things like my more popular items, maybe every week to 2 weeks. I'm not trying to collect no likers because guess what? You send them an offer, they don't accept it. Then a little bit later, you're like, okay, let me send them a little less. And you send them another offer, they still don't accept it. They just liked it. They think this is Facebook. So I'm not here to collect no likers. I'm here to collect sales. I relist often. These are the tips that me and my PFFs came up with that we thought that would be vital for especially our newbies in the reselling community to know the things that we wish we were told when we were newbies, the things that we wish we knew back then. You know, they say hindsight's 20/20, and had I known a lot of these, first of all, I wouldn't have a death pile. I wouldn't have had to donate them 49 cents items times, like, I mean, I probably donated like 200 items times 49 cents. That was my own money, my company's money. So yeah, if hindsight's 20/20, boo. I wish I had known all these, so we wanted to share them with you all so that hopefully you newbies will be able to use some of this information and help you be successful. Let me know if you're not a newbie. Anything that you think a newbie should know, just comment that below that wasn't already included because we want to help them out. Newbies, if there's any questions you have, be sure to message me below as well. Leave a comment. And if I can't help you, I will surely try to find a way to help you get an answer to whatever question you have. But as always, love you, gems. And I'm 49 cents broker. At this point. Okay, so next, I had no sales 2 days ago. Well, now it'll be 3 days ago by the time y'all watch this. Oh, y'all, that feels good. Oh, that was that spot. Ooh, I feel like I should be kicking my leg like a doggy. Do y'all see? Just and make that have you. There's a thought in there. There's a thought in there. Yes, there really is. It's highly important. If you don't forget, if you. I have thoughts. I really do. I just can't verbalize them lately. The second to last. It's not the last one. I lied. I was just joking. Do you, boo. Do you.